Once upon a quiet morning, in a small town by the mountains, lived a young man named Eli. The town was calm grey rooftops, misty streets, and the sound of birds echoing through empty air. Eli had always dreamed of changing his life. He wanted to be stronger, happier, someone who had it all figured out. But every time he looked at how far he had to go, the road seemed too long. And so he did nothing. Days passed, then weeks. He watched others moving forward, new jobs, new love, new beginnings, while he stayed where he was, stuck in the weight of not enough. One morning, a gentle knock sounded on his door. It was Mr. Yao, the old man who lived nearby. He carried a small clay pot. Inside it, a fragile green sprout. "I've seen you sitting by your window every day," the old man said softly. "Would you help me carry this to my garden? My back isn't what it used to be." Eli agreed. They walked together down a narrow path, through mist and silence. The old man's garden was small stones, herbs, and little green shoots barely breaking through the soil. Eli looked around and said, "It's not much of a garden yet." Mr. Yao smiled. "Ah, but it's growing, quietly, a little more every day." He placed the small pot into Eli's hands. "Take this one," he said. "Water it once a day. Nothing more." For the first few days, Eli remembered. Then he forgot. Then he remembered again. Some mornings, he woke up late, frustrated at himself. Some nights, he sat staring at the little pot, wondering if anything would ever change. But slowly, something began to shift. He started waking a little earlier, just to check if the plant looked different. He began tidying his kitchen, taking short walks, smiling at strangers, tiny things, almost invisible. Weeks passed, and one morning, a small new leaf appeared. It was just one leaf. But to Eli, it whispered softly, "See, you can grow too." Then came the storm. The sky darkened, winds howled through the valley, rain slammed against the window. Eli ran outside. The pot had fallen, the soil scattered, the stem broken. He dropped to his knees, rain pouring down his face. "It's all for nothing," he whispered. "I can't even keep a plant alive." Then came the voice of Mr. Yao, steady calm behind him. "Not for nothing, Eli. Look at your hands." Eli looked down, mud, roots, trembling fingers. "This," said Mr. Yao, "is what growth looks like. Messy, imperfect, but alive." The next morning, the storm had passed. The town was quiet again. Soft sunlight poured through the mist. Eli gently replanted what was left into a new pot. He placed it by the window, and for the first time, he smiled, not because it was perfect, but because he tried again. Days turned to weeks, weeks to months. His life didn't suddenly transform, but inside something had changed. He no longer waited for someday. He learned to show up today and every day. The little plant grew quietly by the window, as did Eli. One afternoon, he visited Mr. Yao again. The old man looked at the plant and smiled. "So," he said, "you've learned." Eli nodded. "I used to think change had to be big, loud, instant. But now I see it's the small things that matter most." Mr. Yao chuckled. "The big moments come once in a while," he said. "But the small wins, they happen every day, and they're the ones that quietly rewrite who you are." As Eli walked home that evening, the sky glowed gold. The path seemed shorter, his steps lighter. And though nothing looked different, everything somehow felt new. Because growth doesn't shout, it whispers. In every small step, in every quiet win, you are becoming. So keep watering your days, even when it doesn't show. One morning, you'll look back and see how far you've come. Small wins build silent strength. Keep going. You're growing in ways you can't yet see. And maybe tonight, as you think about your own life, you'll see that your little efforts, the ones no one notices, are quietly shaping who you're becoming. Because real change doesn't happen overnight. It grows one small win at a time. If this story touched your heart, leave a gentle like and subscribe to Quiet Soul Tales so every night you and I can meet again in these calm moments of reflection.